Hello and welcome back to another Bad Movie Reviews review hosted by your two favourite emotionless, no I'm kidding, maybe you, but not me, people from movie reviewers from down under coming at you with a review for a film that I know I've been keen to see. I'm sure you have, big fans of the original, definitely. And that is none other than Disney Pixar's Inside Out 2. Now to kind of leave it as blank as possible in terms of the plot side of things, it does start a few years after obviously the story of the original about Riley through her teenage years and taking place the introduction of a few new emotions, which we all know well and truly down to earth, and very good relationship with them all.
Nearly says enough about the film, just saying that she's going through her teenage years, isn't it? Without giving away anything, there you go.
Yeah, you probably know there's going to be a lot of life lessons and hard-hitting moments in the film just by going, obviously everybody, not everyone, but most people I know have seen the original, and I think the original is a masterpiece. Like, it's a fantastic film by no feat of its own, but it is directed by Kelsey Mann, who is actually kind of first time feature director. So she's directed a short, and this is her first film, but she has worked, she or he.
That's interesting. I wouldn't have even known that.
But no, they have worked on the art animation department at Disney Pixar for Monsters Uni, Good Dinosaur, and onward. They usually do hire internally. Sorry, I don't know if it's a he or she, by the way. It's just Kelsey.
Yeah.
But it is, and I will obviously say as well that there has been a difference in obviously casting for this one with Bill Hader and Mindy Kaling, I think it was, not coming back to voice their roles, which Hader obviously played, I think, Fear, and then Kaling Disgust, but I think due to pay disputes, them not getting offered the money they were asking, they're not in it. But Tony Hale, who's most known for Arrested Development, does Fear, and Lisa Lapira as Disgust, but it was obviously interesting. I know to kind of watch it. I don't know how your feelings are, because obviously in terms of Pixar, I've always enjoyed their original material a lot more, which Definitely. The first one is. But there has been a lot of sequels, Toy Story aside, Monsters Uni probably didn't hit the peak of the first one.
I enjoyed Monsters Uni.
Well, it was fine, but it's
Cars 3 was good.
No, it's not. Cars 3 is the worst Pixar film by quite a margin. They're nowhere near as good as the first, and I can't even remember.
Toy Story 2 was good.
But I said Toy Story part. Toy Story 4, in my opinion, is actually probably the best one. But
Finding Dory?
Yeah, no, not good. But I'm happy to say that this, I don't know if it's obviously just come out of seeing it, so I'm not going to make any outlandish statements, but I absolutely adored this film.
Yeah, me too.
Absolutely loved it. It's hard to say whether it reaches the heights of the first ones. I think in terms of originality, obviously that's what the first one's got going for it. Coming back to this world, there's obviously not that new sense of, you obviously know and like these characters. So it's hard to say, but I thought the plot itself, obviously taking place kind of over a few days, but also the introduction of going through puberty and these emotions was really well done. I thought the voice acting from Maya Hawke, who plays Anxiety, she was brilliant. Which is obviously a new character, who most people probably know as Ethan Hawke's daughter and Steve Harrington's friend. I can't remember her name in Stranger Things, but works at the ice cream shop, Baskin Robbins, with him. And
gotcha.
Io Edebiri, who I love from The Bear and voices... She voices characters in TMNT, Mutant Mayhem, and Spider-Verse. She played Envy, and I thought she was really. Everyone just here in terms of voice cast is brilliant, and I don't know about you, but I thought the comedy really hit for me on this as well.
I had some good giggles along the way.
No, not only that, but I think this is probably a return to form for Pixar, in my opinion. They've probably gone I loved Luca. I really I did enjoy Onward, but most recently, obviously, had Turning Red. Lightyear was really average.
I enjoyed Lightyear.
No, well, yeah. I mean, there's probably enjoyment to be had. I don't think it's a good film, but I just think they've reached the heights of previously, like of what they have been able to achieve. Because I think this film, in my opinion, it has a brilliant story with fantastic beats along the way, whether it be emotion, comedy, your ability to obviously empathize with what the characters are going through. Like it hits every mark. It's funny. It's emotional. There are life lessons here as well. Like,
Definitely.
it does hit hard at moments. I don't know if it's I don't think it's probably as emotional as the first one.
No, I think
first
I
one
cried in the
definitely got
first.
me in the first. Yeah. But there are moments in this film that do definitely, get the shivers going. And it's like, as you kind of said, you empathize, and obviously everyone. I think this is a film that like kids will go to and enjoy because there are your laughs. There are characters in this film. There's 3 characters in this film, which two that I really found hilarious. And you probably know exactly what ones I'm talking about. But I just thought it was genuinely a fantastic movie.
I agree completely. Absolutely froth this thing. Just along the, I know I've used that a couple of times now to emphasize that this was very good. When we talk about the 3 Bs again, and I always jump back to this, the bigger, bolder, better. Definitely bigger, bolder, better. Still up for debate, but I mean, it was heading in the right direction. You're right. It was a return to form. One of the major standout for me that you hadn't mentioned yet before I jump into some of the stuff that you mentioned was actually the animation itself. All the like micro particles that were present throughout the film that represented like each emotion, but also off their own like existence themselves. They were kind of like fluffy, and then like the fluffiness was actually like a breakdown of like, I don't know. It was like microscopic particles, and I just felt like they did that stuff excellently. Like animation was on point. And when the first one came out, which I think might have been like 2014.
15, I reckon.
15,
yeah, 2015, 14.
I thought it was like one of the best animated films ever. Like it looked beautiful. And I felt like they really took that strength and just added another layer to it. It's the same. It was well-designed worlds. It was gorgeous animations. It was great character design. It was all those cool like particle effects, as I mentioned, that really added layers to it. It didn't, I don't know. It was so crisp. It's hard to find the word.
It wasn't like hyper realistic, but it was just like it was very similar to the first, but like it obviously just technological advancements.
Definitely.
And to add with that animation, I thought the direction was fantastic of the film as well. I also got to give major props to Andrea Datzman, who was the composer, and she frequently works with Michael Giacchino, who I think did the composition for the first one, but she's actually the first female to compose the score for a Pixar film, but she did work on Ratatouille, Up, first Inside Out, and Cars. But the score in this film was fantastic. Obviously, you've got the classic dun, 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 but the film really utilizes just like simple piano playing that really evoke emotion. There's also like some fantastic score pieces when there's a specific character on screen that utilizes like video game like sound effects and scores and the sound in general, not just the score, but like everything here tech wise is Pixar at the top of their game.
I agree. Yeah.
Along with Luca, I thought the sound in that film was impeccable, but like I just don't really have any faults. I don't think as I said, I don't know if it's as good as the first one, but it didn't really need to be, in my opinion, because I think the first one is a genuine 5 out of 5 film that I love with all of my heart.
And I feel like this could stand on its own too. Like you wouldn't have to watch the film for this one to have the same kind of value that it does. I feel like this just stands well.
Yeah.
And is an excellent sequel.
Yeah. Obviously, you've got like the development of the character that you know from the first one, but in saying that, it doesn't really like carry on much of the... Like being that your character's Riley, obviously you've seen what she's gone through in the first and then now this one, but the main characters obviously are the emotions, which they don't really, the best way to explain it is because they're the emotions of someone else. Their character development is obviously minuscule, but there is still some great development in that film along the way, which really hits home as well. And it's got a lot of life lessons about who you are as a person and faults and all. Like it does have a beautiful message, which I think has come from like that's Pixar at its best, Disney Pixar at its best, when they do have these great stories that kids will love. Like, kids will love this film. It is colourful. It does
And parents will love this film.
It does have its funny moments, especially targeted towards kids, and still got a laugh out of me. But as you said, like, it is Pixar at its best, where the adults will get a lot out of it too, and even people our age, like whether you're teen to, it's just a fantastic film that I think hits genuinely on all marks and all facets. I think it's them back to their best. And
agreed. I loved I know you touched on it there, the whole storytelling, and it is going back to its peak. One thing I love out of like a film like this, and you kind of mentioned it, is obviously the relatability, but it kind of gives you a chance to also like reflect a little bit more. If I feel like I learn a life lesson out of watching a film, it's so much more impactful. Like, there's a couple films we've watched probably this year where I'm like, dude, I want to be a better person just because I've watched this film. And this is one again where I feel like there's so much I could take out of this, and maybe I could be better somewhat because of the lessons that you learn throughout it. And I feel like that is the peak of a film, especially for one that kids are going to get influences from. This has so many positive messaging, and a nice clean explanation too. So yeah, great along the board.
No, 100%. And I think that the best thing about it is kids will understand the plot as well.
Yep.
But like, if you watch it in 5 years' time when they're older or something like that, there are little minuscule things that, they'll pick up from, or they'll, extract from the film, but spot on. And I think the best way you can put it is, it's not just about reflecting, it's also about going further as well when you think about like things that might happen in your life. And this film does get you thinking things that might happen in your life where you're like, why me? It's, everything makes up who you are. Not necessarily everything happens for a reason, but like everything that's happened in your life makes you who you are, right? So it's like, flaunt it, be the best person you can be. And I think that's a beautiful message that you can obviously send to kids growing up, and even people who are our age who might not be. I don't know, but no, I think it's a fantastic movie that I give props to everyone here, the cast, the art department, the score, the director.
It was great.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
But yeah, I believe we were thanks to Disney, we were lucky enough to see this early. So I think this will go up Thursday morning when it does come out Thursday. So once you do see it, if you are watching this review, come back, comment what you think of the film. If you agree, don't care if you don't. But give the video a like if you like our review. Subscribe for more, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks, guys.